Surrounded by Idiots by Thomas Erikson. Why are some people so quiet while others talk nonstop? Why are some people always late while others are punctual? Why do you relate naturally to some people but find others irritating? Our behavioral differences come from a mix of internal factors, like personality, character, temperaments, and external factors like environment and situational factors. In this Surrounded by Idiots summary, you'll uncover the key traits, differences, strengths, and weaknesses of the 4 types of behaviors, and how to effectively interact with each type. Chapter 1. Communication happens on the listener's terms. When we communicate a message, the recipient filters it into a message he understands. A message will very rarely be received entirely as you conceived it. In other words, we need to adapt our communication based on the behavior type of the recipient. You help other people understand you by creating a secure arena for communication, on their terms. Then the listener can use his energy to understand rather than to consciously or unconsciously react to your manner of communicating. There are just 2 situations where you can communicate effectively without adapting. When you are alone in the room, or when all the other people in the room are exactly like you. Our behavior types are the result of heredity and environment. This idea can be visualized as an onion of several layers. Let's go through each one of them. Our core values are deeply embedded beliefs for which it is almost impossible to change, often embedded by parenting. Attitudes and approaches are things we've formed opinions on based on our own experiences. Core behaviors are core values, and attitudes form our core behavior, which is how we act when there is no external influence. People around us tend to see our moderated behavior, however, whereby we adapt to the situational context. Environment. These adjustments are all influenced by the outer layer of our environment. The trick of communication is to figure out what is under the surface to understand core behavior types. Chapter 2. The 4 types of behavior. The DISA model is a popular and simple way of assessing types of behavior, breaking out behavior types into 4 colors as per the below image: red, yellow, green, and blue. Red equals dominance. Core traits, or as we say earlier, deeply embedded beliefs for which it is almost impossible to change. Reds are highly ambitious and driven, are extremely competitive, work hard, and constantly challenge themselves. Reds are task-oriented and are always on the go. They're straightforward in their communication and won't hesitate to state their views. Reds can appear aggressive, impatient, or domineering. They're so focused on getting things done that they may bulldoze over others or leave others behind. They may also interrupt others, assert their views, or seem controlling, confrontational. Perception. Reds can be seen as dictatorial, controlling, and tyrannical. They might not seem interested in trivial conversation and tend to be focused on the topics that matter. Often this blunt communication can come across as aggressive. Body language. Reds exhibit clear and distinctive body language. They keep their distance from others. Have powerful handshakes. Often lean forward aggressively. Make direct eye contact and controlling gestures, and speak quickly with a strong voice. Yellow equals inducement. Core traits. Yellows are positive, creative, and sociable. They are social butterflies, outgoing, popular, and have a huge social network. Yellows are always full of vitality, fun, and laughter, infecting others with their positive energy. They're also optimistic, resourceful, and inspiring. Of the 4 colors, yellows are the most animated, expressive, and talkative. Their focus is on developing relationships, and they are highly persuasive. Yellows can also come across as impulsive, attention-seeking, and overly verbose. They are bad listeners and tend to dominate a conversation, softening spew ideas or opinions without prior thought or knowledge. Yellows generally exhibit a high level of energy and curiosity. They're so fun-loving that they may resist rules, miss deadlines/appointments, and get carried away by excessive optimism. Perception. Conversations with yellows are often one-sided streams of unprocessed thoughts. Yellows typically turn conversations to themselves and are very poor listeners. They are often seen as careless with projects that require longer spells of concentration and significant follow-up. Body language. Yellow body language is relaxed and tactile, eye contact is friendly, and gestures are expressive. Yellows often come close, smile a lot, and talk quickly and empathetically. Green equals stability. Core traits. Greens don't stick out like other behavior types. They are calm and tolerant to singular behavior. Greens are calm, stable, and loyal. They prefer a calm, predictable environment where they can move at a leisurely pace. Friendly, they're patient, reliable, great team players, but shy away from the spotlight. They'd avoid conflict wherever possible to maintain harmony and stability. And considered strong team players. They often struggle to say no and are less direct and upfront. On the flip side, greens may be perceived as stubborn, indifferent, or even dishonest. They don't change their minds or take action until something feels truly right for them. The bigger the challenge or problem, the more they hold back. So, they can seem slow or resistant to change. To avoid conflict, greens may sit on the fence or speak in vague terms. Even if they disagree with something, they're unlikely to speak up, preferring to voice their displeasure privately behind your back. Perception. Greens are obstinate once a decision has been taken. They can also be considered enthusiasm killers through indifference, and their behavior can appear passive and disinterested. Greens may also be less precise and more noncommittal with words in order to preserve relationships. Body language. Green body language is relaxed and close. They often tend to lean backwards. Make very friendly eye contact, small gestures, and less flamboyant movement. Green voices don't tend to be strong, but instead soft and slower talking. Blue equals analytic. Core traits are blues are logical analysts, cool-headed, risk-averse, and detail-oriented. Blues are detail-oriented, analytical, and perfectionists who seek to have the right answers to everything. They categorize, label, and document everything, and do things in a systematic way. You'll find them using complex spreadsheets and decision-making tools to evaluate a problem from all angles. They are more willing to work on predictable tasks and are usually introverted. They will check everything multiple times and insist on contingency plans before taking action. They don't speak unnecessarily, preferring to quietly observe and analyze everything around them. Perception. The ultimate perfectionists. Blues are not keen on small talk and can appear cold and dismissive. Their fixation on details and checking may also suggest they don't trust others, as well as leading to slower decision-making. Body language. Blues prefer distance. Their body language tends to be closed, with direct eye contact, speech without gestures, and a subdued and slow voice. Chapter 3. Adapting and giving feedback to different behavior types. In a perfect world, we can all exhibit our core behaviors. But the reality is that we won't always get through to others unless we adapt, as well as adjusting our feedback style. In order to adapt to Reds, be quick and brief. Cut the small talk. Focus on the essentials. Don't sit on the fence, have a clear opinion. Demonstrate hard work. Confront if behavior crosses a line. Remind that speed doesn't always produce the right results. Giving feedback to Reds. Be upfront and honest, don't sugarcoat feedback. Give concrete examples. Stick to facts over feelings. Be prepared to calmly handle conflict. Repeat what was agreed. Adapting to yellows. Create a warm and friendly atmosphere around them. Strip away unnecessary detail and focus on the big issues. Empathies with gut-based decisions. Give them space to work on new projects. Become approachable like through open body language. Check they have listened. Giving feedback to yellows. Prepare a feedback agenda and stick to it. Don't let them eat up the time. Give concrete examples. Be aware that they might not be fully listening. Ensure they don't take it personally, behavior not person. Get them to repeat what you've agreed. Adapting to greens. Be prepared to listen to what they are anxious about. Allow them periods of peace and quiet to recharge. Clearly explain the steps of a plan. Deliver criticism in private. Take command to get things done where needed. Giving feedback to greens. Give concrete examples. Adopt a gentle approach. Greens can take things very badly. Explain the behavior as the problem, not the person. Get them to repeat what you've agreed. Adapting to blues. Do your homework. Stick to the task and small talk. Stick to the facts and avoid daydreaming. Provide the necessary detail. Remind them that sometimes speed is the priority. Giving feedback to blues. Provide specific and detailed examples. Avoid getting too personal. Stick to facts. Be prepared for counter questions in great detail. Get them to repeat what was said and follow up. Chapter 4: Complementary and Challenging Combinations. In a perfect world, we'd have a team that is a blend of all the colors, but there are cases where this inevitably won't be the case. Here it's important to understand the natural and complementary combinations, as well as the challenging combinations. Natural combinations. Blues and greens have some natural synergies. Both are introverted and so feel secure with one another. Reds and yellows have natural synergies for opposite reasons. Both have the same type of energy and enthusiasm for working quickly. Complementary combinations. Yellows and greens are more relationship-oriented, with yellows being great talkers and greens great listeners. Challenging combinations. Opposite colors tend to be more challenging. Reds and greens can be a difficult combination. The directness of reds may frustrate greens, while the passivity and slowness of greens may frustrate reds. The most challenging combination, however, is blue and yellow. There is typically friction from the outset, with one focused quietly on detail and the other talkative and shooting from the hip.